Can you imagine a tower so high that its peak seems to touch the very clouds, and from its window you can see the whole world spreading out like a giant, colourful map? Today, I will take you on a journey to a place where time moves slowly and the sun always paints the meadows in gold. I will tell you the story of Rapunzel, a little girl with the longest, shiniest, most beautiful hair, who had one big, wonderful dream: to see the beauty of the world beyond her high tower walls. This is a story about courage, about longing for adventure, and about how, even from a very high window, you can reach for the stars if you only dare to dream. Get comfortable, my dears. Wrap yourself in your favorite blanket and let your heart grow quiet. For this story will take us to where the most beautiful flowers grow and where the wind whispers secrets to the trees. In the very heart of a vast, sun-drenched meadow, among fields of white and golden lilies that swayed like gentle ocean waves, there stood a tower. It was a remarkable building, slender and elegant, crafted from smooth, ancient stone that shimmered like a polished pearl in the soft morning light. It rose proudly above the treetops, surrounded by landscapes that took one's breath away. Every breeze that danced around the tower brought with it the intoxicating scent of fresh clover, damp forest herbs, and the sweet, lingering perfume of wild honey. In the highest part of this tower, in a spacious room bathed in warm golden light that filtered through arched windows, lived Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a girl of great gentleness and a quiet, observant soul. Her hair, long, thick and curly, was like a waterfall of liquid gold that flowed down to the ground whenever she opened her window. It was soft as silk and warm as the summer sun. She spent her days watching the sky change its colours from the pale, misty blue of dawn to the deep, velvet violet of the evening. She listened to the songs of the birds, the cheerful chirping of the swallows, the deep, melodic trill of the nightingale, and the soft rustle of wings that flew just past her window. Dreaming of touching the soft velvet moss in the forest she saw dancing in the distance. Each day, as the sun climbed higher, warming the stones of her tower, Rapunzel sat by her window. She did not feel lonely, for the world of nature was her closest companion. She knew every cloud that drifted by like a lazy ship, every movement of the emerald leaves, and every subtle sound of the forest. She could tell the difference between the wind whispering through the pines and the gentle hum of bees busy in the wildflowers. Yet, a spark of curiosity glowed in her heart, steady and bright. She wanted to know how the wind tasted as it blew from the far-off fields, carrying the scent of damp earth and blooming jasmine. She sang softly, a lullaby of her own making, and her voice carried over the meadows, soothing the deer hiding in the thickets, and making even the sturdy oak trees hush to listen to the melody. Rapunzel had a precious gift. She could find beauty in everything, even the smallest, most hidden thing. She saw magic in the dance of fireflies as they blinked their golden lanterns at dusk, and in the tiny sparkling jewels of dew that clung to the edges of flower petals in the early hours of the day. Her world, though limited by the tower walls, was limitless in her imagination. Each day was like reading a beautiful handwritten book where every page brought a new shade of light or a new melody from the birds. One day, when the sun was painting the sky in shades of honeyed amber and soft apricot, a young man appeared at the edge of the forest. This was Elias, a boy with a kind heart and bright, curious eyes. He walked along the winding meadow path, admiring the beauty of nature, when suddenly he heard a song. He had never heard such a clear, soothing melody. It felt like the sound of a bubbling brook mixed with the gentle warmth of the sun. He walked toward the sound, stepping carefully over roots and stones, until he stood at the base of the high stone tower. Elias looked up, shielding his eyes from the golden glare, and saw Rapunzel. Their eyes met, and a sense of great, profound peace filled the boy's heart. There was no rush here, no worry, no fear. There was only pure, joyful wonder at meeting someone new in this quiet corner of the world. Rapunzel, seeing Elias's kind, gentle smile, felt her dream beginning to come true. She reached out, her heart fluttering like a bird, and gently lowered her long golden hair, not as a ladder to escape, but as a magical bridge between her world and the world she had waited so long to know. Elias climbed up with great care, enchanted by how close he was to nature, by the scent of lavender that clung to Rapunzel's hair, and by that extraordinary, shimmering golden light that seemed to wrap around the tower like a warm hug. From that day on, when the sun was at its highest point in the sky, Elias visited the tower. He brought with him not only a smile, but stories of what lay beyond the horizon. He told her of great silvery streams where fish sparkled like submerged coins, of forests where trees were so tall and old they seemed to touch the stars, and remembered times from long, long ago. He spoke of fields of wildflowers that changed colour with the seasons, from the bright yellow of spring daisies to the deep, passionate red of summer poppies. Rapunzel listened with bated breath, and every word was like a precious seed from which the most beautiful imaginary gardens grew in her mind. Together they looked at the simple treasures Elias brought. A smooth, river-worn stone that felt cool in the palm, a feather with a metallic sheen, or a dried leaf that had turned to a brilliant crimson. They taught each other the names of every flower, every shade of the blue sky, and every kind of bird that visited the tower. Rapunzel showed him how to see the magic in everyday things, how the shadows stretched long and thin in the afternoon, or how the wind rippled the tall grass like water. They noticed that when they were together, the world seemed brighter, the air smelled sweeter, and the very ground seemed to hum with life. They did not need great, fancy things to be happy. A simple conversation, a shared song, and the quiet joy of watching the horizon where the earth met the sky were enough to fill their hearts. One morning, when the dew on the grass sparkled like thousands of scattered diamonds, they made an important, quiet decision. Rapunzel would finally step onto the ground. It was not a fast, frantic escape, but a peaceful, reverent walk. When her feet first touched the soft, cool green grass, she felt as though she were returning to a home she had always known, even if she had never been there before. The earth was warm, yielding, and vibrated with the rhythm of hidden life. They walked together through the meadow, and Rapunzel stopped every few moments, enchanted by every single flower. She touched the velvet petals of lilies she had only known from stories, feeling their waxy texture against her fingertips. She listened to the wind as it hummed through the high grass, a sound like a soft, invisible choir. Everything was a new, wonderful discovery. She felt no fear at all. She felt that the whole world was her friend. Elias led her gently by the hand, showing her bird nests hidden deep in the bushes, and pointing out the colourful, velvet-winged butterflies that danced around them to the rhythm of their shared joy. It was a day full of golden sun and profound peace. A day when a dream became a beautiful, living reality. As the sun began to slowly hide behind the dark silhouettes of the trees, painting the sky in dramatic shades of pink, dusty rose, purple, and deep, mysterious indigo, they knew this was only the beginning. The tower, which once seemed like a cage, now stood silent and beautiful, just a place from which they had watched the world prepare for sleep. They understood that true magic does not hide in high walls or golden hair, but in the ability to be together, in sharing the immense beauty of this world, and in the quiet, steady kindness they offered each other and all living things. Night fell quietly, wrapping the meadow in a soft, dark blanket, and the stars began to flicker in the sky like thousands of tiny, glowing lanterns. Rapunzel and Elias sat in the high, sweet-smelling grass, listening to the night concert of crickets, a steady, rhythmic chirping that felt like the heartbeat of the earth. She felt safe, deeply happy, and fulfilled. She understood that even the longest, most difficult journey begins with one brave, small dream. And the most important things in life are always within our reach. We just need to open our hearts to another person and the simple, quiet wonders of nature. And so, my dears, Rapunzel discovered that the world was even more wonderful than she had imagined in her wildest dreams. Her greatest treasure was not her golden hair, but the friend with whom she could share every single moment, and the freedom to discover the endless beauty of nature. Remember, my little sunbeams, that even when you feel tucked away in your own room, your imagination can always fly to where the most beautiful flowers grow, to where the sun always shines in gold and the wind sings stories of hope. Never stop dreaming, for every dream is like a small dormant seed from which a great flourishing garden of happiness can grow. And now, close your eyes, take a deep, slow breath, and let your dreams take you to a land where towers reach for the clouds, and every story has a gentle, happy ending. Sleep well, my darlings. Sleep well, my little ones. Good night.